Now, I want to point out to all of you, we are getting all different kinds of information, and every website dealing with this is crashing. American Foundation for Equal Rights is crashing. The court website is, you can't even get it updated. On Twitter, there are various things. David Guggenheim, our producer, has sent me a link to New York Magazine, and New York Magazine is reporting that Judge Walker hands a victory to Proposition 8 opponents. That would mean we won something. If it's true, where are you getting this headline from?
Well, it's directly from New York Magazine, and they seem to be the only people that have it right now. So I think it's dubious whether or not...
It says, big news, according to a source who has seen the 136-page decision, U.S. District Court. This is not, the decision has not been released yet on a website.
It has not been released.
This is New York Magazine claiming, let me be clear, that they have a source who has seen the 136-page decision. U.S. District Court Judge Walker has ruled Proposition 8, the California voter-approved ban on gay marriage, unconstitutional on both a due process and equal protection clauses. We're staying tuned, and we'll report more details when we get them. That sounds to me...
There have been other, rumors going on there, but this is the most reliable source that's been...
If New York Magazine is right, we have a big win. That's not based on anything coming down, though.
Yeah, we have California Now is saying that a clerk has told them that the hard copies of the decision will be distributed at 2 p.m. Pacific time.
Which is 5 p.m. Eastern time, in about 35 minutes. Hard copies delivered to the plaintiffs and to the Prop 8 proponents, I would assume.
I would imagine that.
And then they would go... public. Wow. Very suspenseful, isn't it?
Tomorrow's headlines discussed today here on the Michelangelo Signorile Show.
We are back, and it looks like the decision is out, and we are seeing and reading all over Twitter that Judge Vaughn Walker has ruled Proposition 8 unconstitutional. We don't have the details because we are literally going through it as we are talking to you. But Judge Vaughn Walker, Federal Court, Northern District of California, has ruled Proposition 8 unconstitutional. I am looking at the decision right now. Evan Wolfson of Freedom to Marry is going to join us to talk about this historic case, Perry versus Schwarzenegger, in which Judge Walker apparently ruled against the Proposition 8 proponents. Nothing yet on CNN, nothing yet written about really any of this online yet. Good As You, Jeremy Hooper at Good As You, has put it up on his website. It says, remedies. Plaintiffs have demonstrated by overwhelming evidence that Proposition 8 violates their due process and equal protection rights. This is from Judge Walker. And that they will continue to suffer these constitutional violations unless state officials cease enforcement of Proposition 8. That seems to me to be Judge Walker completely throwing out Proposition 8, the broad ruling that Ted Olson was looking for, and what at Lambda Legal, Jennifer Pizer had described to me. The four scenarios that could come out, a broad win. It seems to me that this is a broad win. Now, I have to tell you, I am reading literally from a decision that has been posted online. CNN just breaking with this. They still weren't at it, but they're now breaking with it. And apparently they are now stating same-sex marriage ban overturned. So it is coming out now. The news is being reported. I don't know how broad it is, though, unless, what I just read certainly seems broad, but I'm not a lawyer. So I'm really glad that Evan Wolfson of Freedom to Marry executive director and a man who has been at the forefront of the marriage movement, is going to be joining us in a few minutes. He's reading the decision. We want to give him a few more minutes to read it so that we can all go through it and talk about how broad it is.
Your life.
These are people who equate us with bestiality. They equate us with pedophilia.
Your rights.
I'm sorry, do we want our rights or not?
Your America. This is the Michelangelo Signorile Show.
Welcome back. Fourth hour of our program. Fourth hour, 4 hours, conversion therapy, our own brand. You're invited to give me a call. 866-305-6887, toll free across North America. If you have not heard the breaking news that came down just about 15 to 20 minutes ago, Proposition 8 has been overturned, ruled unconstitutional by federal judge Vaughn Walker, U.S. District Court, Northern California. The case that, of course, Ted Olson and David Boies brought forth and challenged Proposition 8 on behalf of couples in California. It has been ruled unconstitutional. We've gone through the ruling a little bit. We've been able to go through it a little bit. And we spoke to Evan Wolfson of Freedom to Marry. He, of course, the executive director of Freedom to Marry and a man who has been at the forefront of the marriage movement, gave us a lot of perspective a little while ago, but he hadn't read a lot of the decision. And Jenny Pizer of Lambda Legal has also been poring over it. And perhaps will join us this hour as well to give us a bit more detail. Big question we really want to know is how broad of a decision is it? So are you seeing this as the broad win and not the narrow win that just applies to California?
Yes, that's right. I mean, technically, it only applies to California because Proposition 8 was the subject of the suit. But the legal ruling is broad and incredibly powerful. By upholding the fundamental right to marry of gay and lesbian people in California, the court is applying federal analysis, the U.S. Supreme Court's precedents going back many decades. Those basic rights have to exist the same way for people in California and Mississippi and Maine and every corner of the country. And so the implications of the decision are broad and inspiring. The same is true for the equal protection analysis. Judge Walker has said that Prop 8 fails on the lowest level of equal protection review because there are no legitimate reasons for this rule, and at the same time, anti-gay classifications should be seen as constitutionally suspect, and that is a similar ruling to what the California Supreme Court said 2 years ago in opening marriage to same-sex couples. But the ruling here would have implications nationwide for marriage, but also for other rules that discriminate against gay people, like don't ask, don't tell.
Pretty amazing day. Want to thank our executive producer, David Guggenheim, our associate producer, Sean Bertolo. Derek and Romaine are up next. I'm sure they're going to be talking more about all of this after the news at the top of the hour. I'm Michelangelo Signorile. Savor the victory, but prepare for a long battle way up to the Supreme Court. And don't drink the Kool-Aid.